Oh, good try. A little short, huh? What club did you use?
You know, Mike, I use my 60 degree all the time. I just like that from down here, and I just have a hard time with these, tight lies.
Hey, look, you're not alone there. This is a very difficult surface to play from. 60-degree wedge is a choice, but boy, you have to land it on the green to a short flag, which is pretty risky. So I'm going to suggest a couple other little options here. My selection here would be, again, we're in an area that we're going a little bit uphill, but the grass is tightly mown. So I still think I can bounce it up to that flag. If I'm going to use the 60, I've got to land that ball on that green to a very short flag. Pretty risky. Even with good players, that's a risky type of shot. So I might take an 8-iron, maybe run it up the hill. I could take my pitching wedge if the 8-iron is a little bit too hot, or maybe I can just use a hybrid and run it up the hill. All right, so let's try some of these. I'm going to try my pitching wedge first. I still think, the least risky shot here is running it along the ground. So I'm going to take my pitching wedge. I'm going to move it back in my stance, lean a little bit of weight on my lead leg, and I'm going to bounce it up the hill. Now, sometimes the grass is a little sticky, so it's not feasible to do it, but in dry climates like this, not very sticky. So I'm going to run it up the hill and get it up to the hole. Let's try an 8-iron. So if you find that the pitching wedge keeps coming up short, like the 60, well, then we'll try something with a little less loft. We'll try an 8-iron and try to bump it up the hill. Same technique, just a club that has a little bit less loft and makes it run a little bit more. Or maybe you get comfortable with your hybrid. Now it's a fairly long club, so we'd have to choke down a little bit here. But use the same technique. Move the ball back in the stance, a little weight lean, and just chip it up the hill. Well, look, with that 60-degree wedge, there's so many more moving parts. The swing was longer, we have wrist hinge, a lot of room for a mistake there. This is pretty simple. And run it up the slope.
At the end of the day, you're telling me be simple, not complicated.
Absolutely.